Mr. Speaker, rising hydro rates are a curse, looting the wallets of Manitobans and burdening Manitoba's economic potential. To rein in such increases, many states in the United States have shown leadership in developing demand-side management as a pillar of their energy policy. The results in the United States have been impressive, as these graphs I table show. Demand for electricity in many states has stabilized. Why has the NDP government been so ineffective in implementing demand-side management in Manitoba?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Demand-side management or energy efficiency programs are fundamentally important to Manitoba Hydro's mandate and serving the people of Manitoba, Mr. Speaker. When we came into office, there was no residential demand management program, no energy efficiency program. We have since put a program in place which is ranked #1 in Canada, Mr. Speaker. It includes the ability to get no-cost insulation into your home. It allows you to get an energy audit. It allows you to have a loan on your hydro bill that pays for the cost of any improvements that you make, Mr. Speaker. And we brought in innovative legislation as well called Pay As You Save, where the first month after you install new technology and/or insulation into your home, your bill is lower than it was before, and at the same time you're able to pay off the cost of that new technology. So we believe energy efficiency is very important, and we think we can deliver those programs throughout Manitoba, particularly in areas where energy costs are high because of housing conditions, Mr. Speaker, and we will continue to do that in partnership with local communities, Mr. Speaker, and I look forward to further questions on demand management from the
Mr. Speaker, and yet Manitoba is way behind what's happening in the States on this issue. Manitoba Hydro is projecting growth of 1.5% in electricity demand each year for the next 20 years. This NDP government needs this projection to justify spending billions of dollars and to drastically raise hydro rates for Manitobans. A modestly effective demand-side management program in the mean of U.S. efforts should decrease growth by half and obviate this NDP government's apocalyptic view that Manitoba will run out of energy in a few years. I ask the Premier, is his NDP government so slow to implement effective demand-side management because that would undermine his government's race to build additional dams and Bipole 3?
Absolutely. One thing we know is that Manitoba will need additional energy because of our growing economy and our growing population. Sometime probably within 10 to 12 years, perhaps even slightly longer, Mr. Speaker. And we need to have that reliable energy by building ahead of time and by having $10 billion of export contracts that will pay for the cost of then new generating facilities, Mr. Speaker. By paying for that cost with export revenues, we will keep the lowest rates in North America. Also, we will continue to work with Manitoba citizens, families, businesses to reduce their energy consumption through wise and efficient and modern energy efficiency programs, Mr. Speaker, and we will have innovative financing to support that. We believe we can keep the cost of energy the lowest in North America. I know we can do that, Mr. Speaker. Members opposite want to stop that. They want to halt export sales. They want to halt building Manitoba Hydro. They never had any energy efficiency programs when they are in office, Mr. Speaker. They canceled everything that would move Manitoba Hydro forward. We're going to build it and keep the lowest rates in North America.
Mr. Speaker, last week at the independent review of hydro, we heard that this NDP government's deliberate policy of not implementing effective demand-side management is resulting in a Manitoba Hydro projection of 1.5% annual growth in Manitoba energy demand, a growth that is close to double the projected rate in the United States, as this document I table shows. For all of the Premier's fancy spin dancing, Manitoba's efforts have been ineffective and dismal. When will this NDP government implement an effective demand-side management policy for Manitoba to give us a more sustainable and more affordable growth rate in electricity use?
Never. It's an important question. We do want very high-quality, good energy efficiency programs in Manitoba. As a matter of fact, Mr. Speaker, it's part of the review that's being done by the Need for Alternative study. Demand-side programs are part of the way we can keep growth down in Manitoba and at the same time build our hydro assets before we need them and meet our customers' demands for $10 billion of new energy to go into our export markets. That $10 billion of clean, reliable energy will pay down the cost of the new dams and keep the lowest hydro rates in North America. That's a good story. Only members opposite who would have customers that say they want $10 billion of savings would say, let's delay that. Let's not meet that customer service obligation. That $10 billion will give us the lowest rates in North America, just like we have right now. Demand management programs will allow us to sell that power into the export market for an even longer period of time. We support good demand management programs. We support building hydro. We support good jobs for Manitobans here in Manitoba, Mr. Speaker.